Hello, everybody, and welcome back. This year, we're going to get a chance to know one another through a Google slide presentation. While I know you guys are really familiar with this, I'm hoping you can have a lot of fun with it, as well as use the Screencastify extension that I'm using right now to create this. So let's get started. All right, so as you already know, my name is Mrs. Bauer. This is a photo of my husband and me. So lights, camera, action, go. All right, so here is my, here is my family. I'll have to go back. Here's my family. On the left, you'll see my husband having the Darth Vader saber. In the center is my son, Kanan. He is now 3. And on the right is myself. And of course, Kanan and I have the good guy lightsabers, in case you are not familiar with Star Wars. As far as my pets go, I couldn't just choose a favorite pet. So instead, I added 3 photos here and put captions on them. So on the upper left-hand corner is my cat, Nyx. And she's a bit of a pain, but she's playful and fun as well. On the right-hand side, on the top is Pantalaimon. We call him Pan for short, and he's pretty easygoing. And then on the bottom is our outdoor cat, and her name is Hopper, because the first time we saw her, she was hopping through the snow, and we sort of adopted her, even though she wasn't really ours to start with. And then next, what I did all summer long. Well, I did visit Hershey Park, and I know many of you probably did too. I did tons of play dates, and mostly that was for my son, but also myself, because while he and his friends would play, his friends' parents and I would talk and catch up. And then watching movies is a favorite pastime. So my husband and I, as well as my son and my husband and I, would watch tons of movies. Some of our favorites from the summer were probably the new Toy Story for Kanan, as well as seeing The Grinch again. As far as my husband and I, we went to see Godzilla, and before school kind of let out, actually, it was Endgame. And then, of course, Far From Home with Spider-Man. We're kind of big nerds in my family. My favorite memory each year, it seems to be just playing with Kanan, especially at the beach. He loves the sand, he loves the waves, he loves everything. For vacation, we took some day trips. We went down to just some different zoos and parks. We also attended the Cadorus Blast. And then in Delaware, we went to the beach there because my husband's father actually lives very close. So we wanted to be able to visit with him as well. Just like you, I have tons of chores, or maybe not like you, but at my house especially, we have a lot of chores to do, including every day, of course, cooking and cleaning. We have a lot of yard maintenance. We do have 12 acres, including a pond, so we have to take care of that. And then we have our cats. We also like to take care of outdoor pets, as not really pets, but outdoor animals as well. We have a bird feeder. We also like to throw worms and bugs into the pond for the fish. So we enjoyed doing things like that. As far as what I read, this is certainly not an extensive list, but I read the Lunar Chronicle series. Some of my personal favorites for just me and myself would be books written by Luann Rice. I read probably about 5 or 6 of those. And then, of course, every day, tons and tons of books for toddlers. Kanan is an active reader as well. And as far as what makes me special, I think that all of us have many things that make us special, but one of the things I love doing is just being crafty. I love scrapbooking and painting. I want to do some more crafts with wood and burlap. I have not quite gotten to the burlap, although I had hoped to, but I did do a lot more with wood, and I'll show you some pictures then. And then hopefully I'll be able to use my materials to make my first wreath this year. So on the left there, you'll see that's a painting that I did in the fall, which is my favorite season. And then on this slide, I actually duplicated the slide so I could add some more pictures. These are some of the different things that I did with wooden painting. So I did some stuff in our basement. We have a huge Lord of the Rings theme in our basement. So you can see the white tree there of Gondor and some quotes from the movies. And then my son, we did his entire room in Star Wars, of course. And I bought the letters of his name and then turned them into Star Wars characters. The only thing still missing from that picture are the lightsabers that I haven't quite added yet. And then as far as my favorite things, I truly believe the best things in life can't be bought. So my family is number one. In the top right picture there, you'll see the last photo that I was able to get of my entire family since my mother passed away not long after that photo was taken. And then, of course, the newest member of my family who couldn't be in that picture was my son Kanan. He's in the left-hand side there, all dressed up in his Jedi gear. And finally, on the bottom right there, I just love spending time outside. And that's a photograph of our pond. And you can see the sun. I think that might have been in the morning. The sun was just coming up and the mist is coming off the pond. It's pretty cool. So those are the things I totally love and enjoy. As far as about me, if you don't already know from some of the things that either you've asked me or you've seen on my website, including the slideshow, I love learning, which is why I chose to be a teacher. I got my first degree in education from Shippensburg, and I got my master's degree from Penn State York. And I continue taking classes all the time. I actually taught first at West Manheim and then returned to Bearsville, which is where I went to school as well. So I love it here. And I love this school district. On the right hand side, you'll see that's a picture of Kanan and me at the Cadorus Blast in the butterfly tent. Kind of tough to see, but he has a little butterfly on the Q-tip there. And then finally, I also duplicated this slide so I could add a little bit more. My favorite things to do are just being outside, spending time with family and exploring. There's my son, myself, and my parents. I have two sisters, and I have a niece who will be getting married next year. I'm super excited. And then, of course, our cats and all the outdoor creatures we kind of find around. I do love going to Pennsylvania State Parks. If you didn't know, there's 120 of them. And I've not visited all of them, but I hope to someday. And then, of course, reading, scrapbooking, watching movies are all my favorite things. So that is all about me. And if you have any questions, I'll give you some time then to ask those questions. But you are also going to get to make one of these as well. So what you'll see is in Google Classroom, I'm going to give you guys access to this template, and you'll actually be able to add in pictures, to add in text, hopefully just to tell us a lot more about you, and you'll be able to make one of these as well. You can also do what I did with some of these, like do some duplicate slides or whatever you need to do to make it your own. And I look forward to learning more about you.